Does your business rent stuff? It feels like a lot of things are being rented these days, from textbooks to camera lenses to furniture and decor for weddings, lots of rentals. So if you're in the business of renting things, are you confident that you're charging the right sales tax in all of the right places? Years ago, I talked to an online camera equipment rental business, and they had no idea that the city of Chicago had a special personal property rental tax, and that by sending their equipment into Chicago, they had created the obligation for their business to collect and remit this special tax, right? So the tax is currently 11%, and prior to that it was 9%, and it's always been high. So not collecting this particular tax almost put this camera equipment rental business out of business. Since they never collected the tax from their customers, it became their obligation to pay the tax to the city, and this was an unexpected expense, and it wasn't easy to bear. Now, I tell this story because I don't want your business to be in a bad place because, one, you didn't realize that you needed to charge sales tax, or two, you didn't realize that you had the obligation to collect sales tax in a certain location, a certain state. Now, let's even think about your local business. Did you know that in most situations, you should be charging sales tax at the address at which the rental is being used and not your business address? Now, of course, there may be some exceptions in origin-based states, but generally, this is the rule. Now, let's think about this further. What if you're a local business that is on a state line and you rent items into multiple states like New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania? Those states are all close together. So this means that you need to be registered to collect sales tax in these states. You have physical property located in these states. You're renting property into each one of these states. You're being paid money to use this property that you still retain the title and possession of. You need to collect sales tax. So you're likely thinking, what if you're an online rental business like that camera equipment business? Well, by the nature of your business, renting out tangible personal property to others to use in all of these different states, you're creating physical nexus in those states where your property goes. And that means that you need to register to collect sales tax in each one of those states. And it doesn't matter whether you've crossed the thresholds to reach economic nexus. You've probably heard of that term, economic nexus. That doesn't matter for you because the physical nature of your items being on the ground in that state is what gives you nexus. You're engaged in business in the state where your property is being rented. Now, if you're shocked by this information, please reach out to a professional to determine which states you failed to collect sales tax in and exactly how much you owe in those states and those locations. They may be able to help you attempt to minimize your past due tax penalties and interest by completing something that's called a VDA. That stands for Voluntary Disclosure Agreement. Now, if you're just starting your business, I really urge you to get a firm understanding of where you need to collect sales taxes. Now, if you fail to collect the sales tax, the burden becomes yours. It's really hard to go back to the customers and say, hey, can you please pay me the sales tax I forgot to collect from you? They have no obligation to pay it to you since you failed to initially charge them the tax. Now, being thorough about your sales tax obligations now, at this point in time, will save you a bunch of headaches later, right? Pay the money, get that professional help that you need. It's really necessary so that you fully understand when and where you need to collect sales tax for your specific type of business transactions.